Pharaoh, Haman, Antiochus. Throughout our history, enemies have risen up against us and tried to destroy us, but they have always failed, and in the end, it is they who have been destroyed. Today, we must make mention of one more person whose name will forever be listed among the most despised enemies of our people: Adolf Hitler. In the 1930s, when your great-grandparents were about the same age you are right now, Adolf Hitler rose to power in Germany. Germany is a country in Europe, and in the 1930s, Germany was a country with serious problems. Hitler wanted to find somebody to blame for these problems. He chose the Jews. Just as Pharaoh and Haman and Antiochus had done, Hitler convinced his followers, the Nazis, that the Jews were bad just because they were different. Under the Nazis, the Jews began to suffer horrible discrimination. Jewish books and Torah scrolls were burned in the town square. Jewish-owned buildings, including synagogues and schools, were destroyed. Jews had their freedoms taken away. They were made to wear a yellow Star of David, marking them as Jews so that they could not hide. They were forced into crowded ghettos, separate neighborhoods for Jews only. Eventually, they were sent in trains to concentration camps. A few daring Jews succeeded in creating their own fighting brigades, hiding in the forests and trying to fight back. But they could not compete with the power of the German army. Many Jews tried to leave the country, but only those with money and connections were able to leave. And many who did leave soon found that their efforts had been for nothing, as Hitler and the Nazis conquered country after country, bringing their hatred and discrimination of the Jews with them. Eventually, the world responded to the Nazis with a massive assault that would come to be known as World War II. Thanks to the war led by countries like Russia, England, and America, Hitler was killed, Germany was defeated, and the Nazis were destroyed. The concentration camps were liberated, and after years of oppression, the Jews were finally free. Most of those who survived left Europe and moved to America or to Israel which would become a state just 3 years later. But of course, not everyone survived. Many Jews were killed. Over 6 million men, women, and children. The greatest loss of life in Jewish history. This tragedy is referred to as the Holocaust, which means destruction. In Hebrew, we call it the Shoah. Today is Yom HaShoah, a day when we remember the 6 million Jews who were killed by the Nazis. It is also a day when we stand up and say, never again. Never again will we suffer. Never again will we allow hatred and discrimination to rise up in the world. We will fight for justice and equality and respect and do our part to make the world a better and kinder place, not just for Jews, but for all people.